Was Jim Carrey cloned?
China is really trying to push this cloning because they want to grow people for their organs, because 33 people, over there a day die waiting just to get some organs.
So, cloning essentially means making a genetically identical copy of an organism, cell, or DNA. A famous example is Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned in 1996 by a scientist in Scotland. Before understanding the process of cloning, let's understand the basic vital element for cloning, that's the DNA. It is the instruction manual for life. It tells the cell how to grow, how to function, what proteins to make, what the organism will look like. And it is stored inside the nucleus. Now, the meeting of a sperm and egg will lead to a new combined DNA. A sperm cell from father meets an egg cell from mother. Each would carry DNA. This DNA combines, and then the cell would divide again, so that every new cell gets a copy of the DNA. So, all cells in your body have the same DNA, which is essential for cloning. For cloning, we have the technology that is somatic cell nuclear transfer. Basically, you take a somatic cell from the organism that you want to clone. So, a somatic cell means any normal cell. Any cell of the body apart from a reproductive cell is a somatic cell. And we choose somatic cell because it contains the complete DNA of the organism. We could get somatic cells from your skin as well. For example, scientists can collect skin cells by gently scraping your skin. For example, cheek swab for DNA test. And also another method is from your blood. Blood has red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. And the white blood cells contain DNA. DNA is the nucleus of white blood cells. Now, what happens after taking the somatic cell? Scientists remove the nucleus from that somatic cell. So, the nucleus contains the DNA. That nucleus will later be inserted into an egg cell whose nucleus has been removed. So, this allows the egg cell to develop into a clone of that organism. Now, the question of why egg cell is egg cell would provide the proteins, enzymes, and energy sources for the same. Now, once the somatic nucleus is inside the egg cell, it will not automatically start dividing. It needs a kick. Since the egg is not fertilized, it has a small electric shock or chemical so that it can start dividing. Once it starts dividing, it would form an early embryo. Now, after the formation of an early embryo, it needs a host to develop into a full organism. That's where a surrogate mother comes into picture because it needs nutrients and oxygen. And without a uterus, embryo cannot develop into a living organism. So technically, cloning would require 9 months plus 18 to 20 years to reach adulthood. And the success rate in cloning is very, very less. So the question of whether Jim Carrey was cloned is not very admissible. Moreover, if he was cloned genetically, determined traits like eye color would be the same as the donor. So, whether he was cloned or whether it was someone else,